Welcome YouTube. Hello, this is Bigfoot Explorer. It's Scott, Patrick, and Sci-Fi. Patrick is laughing hysterically at my hat. He says it's the ugliest hat in the world. Write in the comments if you think it's the ugliest hat in the world. We want to know. But we're in Central Louisiana. We're in the Kisatchie National Forest. And he can't contain himself because of my hat. I mean, is it that bad? It can't be that bad. Anyway, I hope Squatch gets really agitated with it as well. I know it might be something. So what we're doing tonight? It's Thursday, December 19th, 2019. They can't contain themselves. We're in a little cabin. We're going out tonight to do some knocking. So hang with us. We'll be right back. Thanks, guys. We have made it to our Recon 5 area, and it's a bit chilly. We are going to be doing some knocking at this area, so y'all hang with us. And it's dead quiet. It's got to be in the mid-30s. So here we go. What was that?
I've been listening to something walk around there.
Well, to your left is, and all that way is the river.
I heard something walking through there. He made his way around that way. Goes a ways out. Goes like 150 yards out in the brush making a noise.
She's weird.
Distance best.
Yeah, I'm gonna film it.
Can you still see me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Hold on.
Man, you can still see him pretty good.
Still see me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You need to. Oh, you racking up, huh?
You think Art's in here?
Huh?
You got hog splitter with you?
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, going in the woods is something I don't know. And it could be a stranger, it could be the one individual out here that knows me. You know, my luck, that'd be it.
It's a nice little trail.
It was,
It was like right over here on the left.
yeah, it came through,
It wasn't too far away, but it was on the left.
if you notice, it circled uphill. It circled uphill. It came back through here. Huh? Any impression?
Yeah, look, it's going up. Yep, that whole slope is going uphill.
Yeah, it circled uphill, whatever it was, circled uphill. I'm not saying what it was, but it's kind of like when a brim is biting your hook and you kind of figure out what it is,
Yeah.
but I can't say what it is. But something was across the pond, circled uphill, and I swear it came through here. Somehow, somewhere it came through here. And I heard it.
And it's nice and open right here, too. Yeah, that leads right back up to the road. Perfect circle around us. Right up on that hill you go with it, and then the road's right there, and the car's right there. Could have easily just kind of got behind us.
Yeah,
He could have crossed the road up there.
it did.
Yeah.
It did cross the road. Whatever it was, crossed the road.
Well, let's go look by the road. That's gonna be.
Oh, we're gonna do that on the way up. So right now, did y'all come through here?
Yeah, we did. The easiest
Where's the
path.
car? Someone's trying to car.
It's right there. It's like right behind here.
All right, the stick break is right over here somewhere.
Yeah. So it's the road is like right there.
X.
Well, I'm not really looking at that.
He's looking at that fresh.
I'm looking at that fresh. See, that's not a fresh break.
And
That's
this,
a fresh break.
and this is fresh right here.
This is what broke. Yeah, this is your stick break right here. Don't step near it, please. Let me track around it, back up a little bit.
Sorry.
That's what broke. Yeah, you know what? That's what broke.
Yeah.
Or did it fall?
Huh?
It didn't fall because...
It couldn't have fallen. Look at all the stuff on top of it.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. It couldn't have fallen.
It might be a limb from this pine, but it didn't just fall. But that's... I bet you this would fit. I wonder if this end would fit. Yeah, it's rotten too.
Okay, so it didn't happen really fast to break it. They just kicked it because it's rotten and it broke.
Yeah, because it wasn't loud, but look, that fits.
Yeah. Everything came running through it. Ooh.
I don't know.
I think it comes. It's a thing that came through here. Just from the direction of traffic going that way.
And it's still uphill too. It's on this ridge
Well,
before it drops down to the pond.
The pond's down there.
Right.
I listened to something up here.
That's where I heard it
It
too.
walked. It came through. It went over there, broke a stick. That stick that we found that was broke.
Yeah.
It worked its way down. That's when I started doing 2 knocks, because obviously what's here is hearing the single knocks. It's not responding. Let's do 2 knocks. So I started doing 2 knocks, and it's kind of like it shuffled its feet and went on.
Look at that tree right there. How'd you bend over?
It was after you did the 2 knocks, the first set of 2 knocks?
You know, after I started, it broke the stick, I started doing 2 knocks. And then when I started doing 2 knocks, directly behind us, down the trail, like where I walked at, where I was at,
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
and then it was gone.
Yeah. Healthy for the forest.
See this?
It's
Yeah.
almost like a ball, huh?
Heel,
And then I see
little
the
toe,
toe and big toe. I see that.
That is, it's still inconclusive to me, but it is definitely
Yeah.
an imprint. To me. Well, I got another one right back there and another one there.
Yeah.
That's the
I
third
know.
trail.
I know you're following your pattern.
But this has been the most inconclusive tracking session I've had.
Yeah, but we're doing this at night, and this is the first place that we've been.
Dude, we pull up.
We just pulled up.
There's something moving over there across the pond.
How do you?
I mean, I'm really debunking it. I'm like, there's no way it's not doing that. But
That's what it did.
then you hear it move that way, got real quiet, and then right there's a stick break. And we actually tracked over there, tracked up the hill, and found what stick was broken.
Right.
So
We went all the way around
I'm not saying that a squash did it, but some animal
without hooves.
without hooves circled us, broke a stick, and the last time I heard it was right there. I was doing 2 knocks. I was trying to get it to come into us, but it doesn't know me. So, you know, it's like,
And it could be that it knows that it's so quiet that it's
Yeah.
not going to come close here tonight. Maybe.
it was
What, 50 yards?
yeah, 50, between 40 and
Yeah.
60 is the best I could guess.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
what I'd say too.
And I heard its feet go. After I did the 2 knocks, it kind of like did this and wheeled. That's what and then
It might have
went
not
on.
liked the 2 knocks.
Well, it's kind of like imagine a creepy clown stepping out and saying, "Come here, little boy."
Yeah.
They don't know me, you know.
Yeah.
That now this is
It's
how
like it.
I'd like
Yeah.
to. Hey, I'd like to say this is how a typical Sasquatch should act. Okay, a typical Sasquatch, when you get into the area, they should check you out and then leave. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
Now in my area, it's different. They'll check you out and come in because they know my truck and they know me. But
Man, look up, guys.
yeah,
That is unbelievable.
I'm not feeling the love.
Oh, he's going to roar.
It's not gone, it's watching us.
I hear it.
You got your FLIR on?
No.
Put your FLIR on.
What are y'all hearing?
It stepped on a stick out there about 90 yards.
Wait.
All I hear is ringing. What was that? Now that was a shuffle. You got the cut.
Let me do
It's coyotes. It's coyotes.
Yeah, but something broke a stick out there at 90 yards.
Yeah, I know, I heard that.
I'm trying to get to come in.
I don't like that.
You got your FLIR going?
No.
Man, I wish I had. Hey, we know your call passed the coyote test.
Something is here, and it's still out there. Something circles to here, and it's still out there 90 yards watching.
Well, the best part is we walked right in there about 40 yards, so it just stayed still.
Yeah, we were 50 yards from it, and we're
Yeah.
just sitting there watching. Whatever it is. I don't have their lung capacity. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was down on the right.
Did you hear that?
It's still going.
Is that the coyotes over?
No, that's different.
I hear something yelling.
Yeah.
But am I crazy or did we get a response? I don't know what that was.
Heard that?
Do a whoop. And a Mississippi whoop.
Woo!
it was far away.
That last one wasn't.
Huh?
That last one was within 300 yards.
Yeah, it was a ways off, and that's down by the creek. Alright guys, we wanted to get off the road, but we are heading to our first light sound / light video experiment. So we're setting this up. This is Friday the 20th at roughly 11 o'clock. We'll explain a little bit more once we get to our spot. Check this out. Wow.
You got on me?
You had a tick on you?
Yeah. 2 of them.
This is an incredible place. What a place for one.
It's not beat to the dirt, but you can see the impression on it.
Yeah, I remember this.
Right
And
here.
Yeah.
That's the brake. They even took this piece off. This piece was stuck up there. That piece there.
Yeah.
And that piece is broke off. Now it just leaves that twisted piece there. But anywhere, I'm not saying this is it. Anywhere I find one of these trails intersecting one of our trails, it's a break.
We are getting off the beaten path and going to a spot off into the woods to do the experiment. There's inconclusive imprints. Of course, we can't prove anything with footprints, but it's suspicious, that's all we can say.
Yeah, I like the little area right here. It kind of hems them in.
Yeah,
They got to step over the logs to take a look.
it's a good idea.
And rather than they have to put a camera, camouflage it.
Yeah, it's a good place to hide the camera.
You know, we left this is the implement.
Huh?
We left and this is the implement.
So, you got a little hole there on the bottom. I mean, this is nothing earth-shattering, but it's what we have. So I'm going to take this and my stick. It's not the best way, but it's my way. I like doing it this way because if something fools with it, we can tell. I'm going to point it towards the and that's it. And we're good. So real quick, I'm doing this again just in case the other video file didn't work. But this is the hole. We got some lights. Yeah, take some photos of that area. We got the radio down in there. Sci-Fi is going to take pictures before, so we can tell if something has moved. And then right in here, Patrick has got, he's altered his game cam. They're a smaller game cam, and he put like some on top of that hill is where we were. We're coming back down to go back to the trail, and course, there have been some inconclusive tracks, but there, I see it. I don't know if the video is going to come out because of the shadow.
Is that better with my...
You're in the sunlight.
No, stay there. That's good. If you can see it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and it's following. Look, there's one there.
That's a wide ass gap, huh? That's a wide ass gap.
Oh, that is a good one. That is a good one right there. That is the best one so far.
Listen.
Take a good picture of that one. I am tracking. Oh, you can't see it well. I'm tracking this back out on Onyx maps. I want to get this shape of this trail that we're on, because when you look at it on the aerial, it's just the canopy of trees. You don't even know you can see it. So this way, it's putting a vector line of our track on top of the canopy, so we'll be able to see it. So now we have the light video experiment running and the audio here. There is a parallel trail about 800 to 900 yards away that does the exact same thing. Goes from south to north, just like this one. And we call this, we just made up this name. We call this one Swamp Ridge 1. And we haven't been to Swamp Ridge 2. We're thinking about doing an experiment there. So none of us have been to Swamp Ridge 2. So we're going to Swamp Ridge 2 and reconing that and see where we want to do the experiment there. So hang with us. And we'll be back. Thanks, guys. Alright guys, we are at what we call our Swamp Ridge 2 area. We are fixing to go in and we'll kind of show you. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit on this. So we're right here. We're going to follow this trail in. This is a point that I put, but then this is private. So you can see the elevation. We're way up on this hill. And where the flat starts going down to that point, we're going to look right on that part of the ridge to do the experiment. Okay, so let's go. We're actually tracking ourselves. That's what the light blue from the car.
I don't think you're going to pick up a whole lot of action. Most of the time, the action I find, the tracks I find are within 30 or 50 yards of a road or at the very end of where you're headed.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I want to see. The end of that. Our red dot's almost to our waypoint X, and then that orange line that you see, that's private.
Okay, what we're going to do, we're doing a stakeout. We're doing a live bait instead of a bait switch. We're doing a live bait, and we're the bait.
And this is going to happen when?
Tonight.
Okay. In the dark.
Tonight, in the dark, tonight. You always hear about people say, well, they come up to the tent and they piddle around the tent and they walk behind the tent. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a tent up right here with a perimeter of lights. The lights are not for us. The lights are for the camera that has the disabled IR on it. That's going to be set out in camouflage watching our tent. And we're going to be knocking, filming, flaring with the camera on our tent right here.
Yeah.
Tonight.
You notice we're on the highest knob here on a plateaued ridge before it starts going really down. So it's a good place to have the high ground. Now, if y'all notice this map and correlate to what he said, that white road that's going east and west, that's our out, and that's a rock road. It's not a highway.
And we gotta walk out in the dark.
Yeah. So this is going to be definitely an adventure.
It's going to be a stressful situation.
Well, what we call this is what? The lantern tent stakeout.
That'll work.
Lantern tent stakeout. Because it's basically... All right, kids. We found a spot for the tent. And we're gonna come back about 45 minutes before dark and set up. Now I think we're gonna go into town and get a bite to eat. Sci-Fi's got to get some medicine. So we will be back later.
And Techie gave me the camera so I can show you how beautiful it is as we leave the scenery.
Yeah, we drove in a little ways.
Yeah.
Off the road.
Off the beaten path.
Yeah, so we wouldn't have to walk as far.
Hi, Techie.
Hello.
Well, in the right circumstances, you'll want this car right next to you.
Yeah. I tell you, y'all, this is really beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice. All right, fans, we're bundled up. We are, what time was it? Like 4 o'clock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's 4 o'clock, Friday, December 20th, 2019, when we left you last. I didn't take any video at the damn when we ate. I should have did that.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot to bring y'all into the place where we had lunch. They would have liked that with all the deer and stuff on the wall. They had deer heads on the wall. They had a big turkey mount. They had fox fur, raccoon fur, all laid out on the wall. They had beaver. It was a pretty cool little place. I mean, it was a gas station, but it was a small town, everything in one, where they do home cooked meals. But we're back
It's kicked up.
with the tent
Something is tearing it up coming through here.
and the lanterns.
It's coming through there. It's coming through here. Something's absolutely tearing this up. But I'm not sure what.
So,
Where's my knife go?
You threw it down somewhere.
as you can see, we have the experiment out. We have the camera.
Yeah,
You can barely see it, but it's on the
I just had to
ground
drop it when we were
right there.
dealing with that.
That's the top of the lens hood. It's pointed at the tent, and if you look,
I'm gonna cut.
we have 6
Yeah,
lanterns
put that one down right there.
shining all around. And the idea behind this is,
Trying to figure out.
this is what's called the
that's
lantern tent
I want something I can just lay over that camera.
stakeout.
Need a big leaf or something.
Cluster leaves.
What you need is a sycamore.
But I really thought we'd all be in there. Here's the way this should play out.
Yeah, no, I get it. Kind of like we're camping out.
We are the light sound.
Yeah. Just doing whatever, talking,
I
BSing.
promise you, nobody's come out and put 8 LED lights out a tent
Nope.
and is knocking from the tent.
Yeah.
And so that is to make them question what's going on their property and their little realm, and for them to come and investigate. The thing is, will they be curious enough to come in and investigate within this light area?
Yeah.
Now in Mississippi, when we did the light sound investigation, they came right up to it, into the light.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're trying to do, is get them to come into the light, because we do know after a while they will become desensitized to the light.
Oh, and we got one right there too.
So we're bait, and there's no switch.
We got some coyotes going off. Listen. We'll be back. These two are convinced we're being watched.
It's right over there. It's on that other hillside. You can hear it.
I hadn't heard anything yet, but I'm fooling with this.
Listen. You hear the ringing in your ears? When the ringing in your ears stops and you hear that shh. In the dark, that gray, that's why I use gray, because most of your dark is gray. Even on IR is gray.
What time is it, guys? Okay,
I'm gonna be comfortable.
it's 5:35. You can begin to see how the lanterns,
I'm gonna get comfy.
the circular pattern of lanterns we have over the tent. It's not fully dark yet. It's past twilight, past cloudy. So we're fixing to get in the tent. Now fans, this is insane, but we're all in this tent. And Patrick said, what did you say earlier?
Do you ever look at your life and think, how did I get led to this?
That is exactly right. We're all in this tent. We've cut out holes so we can zoom out into the woods. So, Sci-Fi's got the FLIR ready in her hand. So what we're gonna do is, he's gonna knock, and we're just gonna sit and wait for a while. Whenever you're ready.
It's definitely the most comfortable knocking position I've been in. I'm just trying to make myself small and out of the way so we could film. That's what I do.
Let him come. If they come, I'll see them. Yeah, can you push this down? How does this go down?
It won't.
What do you mean it won't?
It won't.
Yeah, it will. Okay, go.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, that was good.
I think something whooped and them dogs shut up. And I don't understand how come so many years I can knock and get them, and all of a sudden I can't. I don't understand that.
It could be the individuals that you're dealing with.
That's
Possible.
could be. But also, it was normally in the spring. So I'm just really, I thought it may be the heat, wrong time of year. It could just be springtime. That's when they react to it.
Well, spring's coming.
Did y'all hear that?
No.
Mm-mm.
What was it?
I'm not sure. It's like,
Could have been coyote.
but there wasn't a voice. It's almost like a fast rap.
That's coyotes.
It wasn't a voice.
No, but they're running in leaves.
It was like on wood.
Huh?
It was like something on wood go. I'm gonna stand outside and walk and listen.
Okay.
What about if it's a pack of them imitating? Stream my voice, so that's why I can't do it.
What is that?
It sounded like, started off like a Bigfoot. But I don't know now.
Those first two were unbelievable.
That sounded like a Bigfoot.
Yeah, it did.
But then it was almost barking, trying to imitate that.
sound. The first two was like a Bigfoot.
Do you? It responded to you.
You heard that?
That's Kyle. This was over there. This was on that hilltop right there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't far.
That's Kyle.
Yeah,
That was something yelling at us
right there.
right there.
I know.
And then it almost ended up like it's trying to imitate a coyote. I've heard them imitate farm animals, like a donkey.
Guess what? There is nothing over that way. There's no shacks, there's no structures, there's nothing for miles. That's where we drove earlier.
He's responding to her. And she's scared. Did you hear how throaty that was? I mean, that was right there.
I couldn't believe it.
It made me jump.
You need to do it again.
Yeah, it's responding. It's almost like it said, "You want some attention?" And it mimicked her.
Yeah.
And then it mimicked what was over there.
Yeah, but even the barking sounds towards the end were totally different.
Yeah, it wasn't a dog.
You got
No.
that on camera?
It wasn't. It was a bark.
No, this was down here, but that audio recorder's going.
Oh, I promise you that thing got it.
Oh, I know it picked it up.
I'm excited. But is that all we're gonna get tonight? Here? I mean, was it telling us, "I see you," and I'm
Yeah.
mimicking her?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
You know, I
Because it's
see
been
you.
hearing us talk.
I don't think it's gone. I think it's still over there. Because remember, I told you that it circled around, and it was on top of that hill over there. That's the exact same place where that came from.
Man, I cannot wait to hear that.
Was that on?
No.
Just when you think it's over, it's not. The coyotes were a whoop, yip, 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 yip,
Yeah.
yip, yip. This one was so raspy and so low and so gritty,
Well,
and it was mimicking her. A coyote can't mimic her, you know. She did the high pitch, and it said,
yeah, it was like,
yeah, it was mimicking her. Yeah.
It did two
So-
like that, and then at the end it went.
Yeah.
So it
My
was
thing
right
is-
in between the dead space
I flipped the car.
that we heard
Did that
this
stop me from getting back in the car and driving?
sound. How would y'all describe that sound? Was it more of like a? It wasn't really like a scream.
It was
wasn't
a
really like a roar.
it was a yell. is
Yeah,
what
it was a yell.
It was a yell mimicking her, and the last part, which was creepy, and the last part of it, I'm
It was
not
like
sure.
a barking
See, I'm not sure if it
or
was.
scuffing.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure if it was chastising us.
Yeah, that's what it kind of sounded
know?
like. The sound. It sounded like a.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you doing here, idiots?
I'm trying to tell him.
It's just an interpretation. I have no idea.
Well, I'm pretty good in the woods. And I listened to it over here, circle us, and I kept telling you it's out there. It's circling something. I'm not labeling it because I don't want to project anything.
Yeah,
to the
and
camera.
look, these two heard the walking. I couldn't hear it.
Well, it walked.
These two heard it.
It walked.
So I know it was there.
It walked all the way around. It walked down the hill. It walked over here. It came over here, and then went back over there. And I said, "It's back over there." And when we're yelling towards that direction. And we yelled enough that I think
It finally just
it
had
finally
to break
just
silence.
had to break silence.
Yeah,
And it broke out into
I felt like that too.
and it went to yell, and she yelled and it imitated her yell perfectly one time.
Yeah. Well, listen, the tent's still up, but why is the radio not on? Or is it static? See, when we left it, let Patrick study the so we had the trail cam on. Patrick's tracking the area. See if anything came in.
But I think that if I did, that it would definitely help. Well, I hope you don't mind. I think when you're young, you're much more likely to be fluent in. So I hope this gets you on a little bit of a journey. Yeah, definitely. That sounds good.
Well, we're going to start picking some of this stuff up, and if anything substantial, we'll...
Well, inside the tent was dry.
Yeah.
So this came off after 5 a.m.
So that is the third bag of towels from...
Yeah, because the top of the tent is screened.
Huh?
The top of the tent is screened.
Yeah, it rained in it. I was worried about the radio when I got up at 3 this morning. It was raining.
Now look. So, we're pissed off. We had an audio recorder right here, and it recorded for 40 seconds. It was recording before we put it in, and all there is on it is 40 seconds of us putting it in the tree, and then it stopped. And there's even a lock on it that says hold, so that no other buttons will be pressed when you put it into the the box. So we're pissed that we don't have it. We're going to see if we can find any type of tracks or where the sound was. So now we have no evidence at all that this isn't happening. We've been excited the whole night. Can't wait to get back here to listen to the audio and shit that happened.
Something there is broken sticky.
It's like now I need 3 audio recorders going in one place just for redundancy.
Something broke this off and carried it and dropped it right here. There's not a tree like that here.
Well, there's that ridge. It's straight through there.
Track?
Inconclusive. I have a corridor right through here.
Looks like it from right here. You can almost see it.
I think this is where he was at.
Yeah, it's a perfect trail.
Right. Is that your footprint?
Perfect little highway. I wouldn't doubt if he was up on this knoll.
Yeah. You really can't. If it's dry, I could get a impression. It was so moist and fluffy, I can't.
See it?
Huh?
See the branches like an A together against this tree? Right here.
Hey, look at this, Scott. You got a rim leaned up here.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, but
He's got a rim leaned up right there.
yeah, but look, this tree right here, this pond, the 2 giant ponds right here.
So you see it fell like that?
Yeah.
What about this?
It's not stuck in the ground. I'm just saying this is impression. An impression.
I don't think he put that there. That's just my opinion.
Scott, what about this over here? Come see. Two sticks on each other with the one crossing at the bottom like an A.
Yeah, that's
not normal.
I don't think that limb could have fell from there. It could have fell down on the ground. It could not have fell and landed that.
Oh, I think so. I think it could have got jailed in all of this holly right here, kind of like a web or a trampoline, and then it caught the gravity and just slowly just bloop.
Well, that can't sound for it.
I give that a 1% chance.
What, this right here?
No, what you just said.
Yeah, this too.
Just
Look.
being in the woods.
Look.
That could have fell there. That could have.
But this is not the same kind of stick as that. This looks like it's been...
No, it's the same kind, just has bark off and bark on.
Squatch didn't do any of that shit. That's just my opinion. I'm aggravated that the goddamn audio recorded recorded 43 seconds and just went off. Why? And it still got full battery. Why did it turn off? Crap. Alright, we're at our we left the tent site because we're completely pissed off. And we're coming to Swamp Ridge 1 and going to retrieve the recorder and the camera from last night. Now we're only about I don't know, maybe 900,000 yards diagonally straight from where we just were. So it's somewhat the same area. A lot of, especially the coyotes last night that we'll play some of, you'll be able to hear on this too. There's a big buck in here. Rubbing. We're gonna see if my recorder is still, if this one's still going. Anything?
Can you take a picture?
I can't tell.
What about that heel print back towards, look straight towards you. Toward the back of the thing. There's a heel print back there.
You see this? But I can't tell.
Is that a heel print? Look.
But wait. Somebody take a picture of it just the way it is, like you took a picture the other day.
Exact same place.
Exact same. I think it was right here.
Because I see a heel print back there.
I'm making my way to it.
All the flashlights stayed on?
Yeah. We had good light and good sound all night.
Where's your recorder? Did
Yeah,
you
I'm
get
gonna
it?
go check it. Oh yeah, this one's still running. Of course. Battery's almost out, but it's still running.
We set up a light sound video experiment. Then we set out a tent light stakeout experiment with whoops and knocking, and we got a significant voice come in over everything else clear as a bell. But unfortunately we had some technical difficulties with the recorder. It's unexplainable. We pulled the gear from there, humped it out. We're back in here in area 1, and this one went off without a hitch.
Yeah.
We just don't know what's captured yet.
Right.
So we'll see.
And so we're gonna try to get out of this funk.
You carrying that, Chris, or you want me to carry it?
I got it.
Here,
I got it.
you carry it. We have the protector with the blanket. Trying to build some morale back there.
Well, I hope.
Now we're fixing the...
It might not even step near the hole. We made a mistake around something wrong.
Yeah. Where we're fixing now to get back, and we're gonna go check out a place we call Generator Road. We're toying right now with going to the exact same spot where the tent lantern stakeout was, and try to do vocals and try to, I don't know, maybe the thing will come back and do the same thing. And I'll have 3 recorders and the camera going, of course. And then the other is we want to do a fire experiment where we go out someplace, build a fire, and just sit by it, kind of like we did on the Big Red expedition. So I'm gonna go recon and find a fire spot.
Y'all are holding, old man.
Gonna find a fire spot. But I think we could do both, you know, guys?
Yeah.
Because we left out of there last night at 7:30 and got back to around 8:30.
Yeah, all that happened.
You know? Yeah.
We could probably do both.
And since it's the last night, I say we go for the hoorah.
Yeah.
And do both.
Exactly.
Gotta try to have a little bit of hope, but I'm pissed. If y'all could have heard what we heard, man.
That one was a perfect invitation to her.
I have been wanting,
Squirrel hunter.
I constantly tell Patrick that I'm waiting for a clear audio response. And it happened last night.
Yeah.
It just, all of us were looking at each other like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy when the ghosts come out. Zoinks! And we were like, oh my God.
It was so close, and so raspy, and so clear. I literally jumped.
Well, the immediate thought was,
I knew it.
that sound did not register on any known meter of sounds.
It did on mine.
Well, yours it did, but mine it didn't.
I knew exactly what it was as soon as it opened his mouth. I jumped a little, I let it finish, and I said, that was a Bigfoot.
And the way I described it was like, that's a monster yell. Yeah, I said, that's a monster.
His monster voice. Monster vocal cords. Raspy. Until I see one place come out and play with a baby doll and be cool, you know, I'm not going to trust them with it.
Well, you might be waiting a while.
They got knot game in North Louisiana coming up.
Yep. All right, friends, we're back. What we did here is we ran over to a place where we were going to do a fire experiment. We set out the wood. We also did a light sound experiment next to a slough back off the fire area. Now we're back at Swamp Ridge 1, and we're going back same general area that we caught the yell, and that's what we're hoping, that we're going to do some vocals here tonight. We're going to mix them up again and get size, high-pitched yell vocals out, and I don't know, just hope that whatever yelled last night will yell again. This time we'll have the camera, what I should have had on, is this. I didn't have it on last night. It's my fault. And I've got another audio recorder in here that I'm gonna hang up. So.
You got something that goes over that and holds it down, or
What? Holds what down?
your band that goes around your flat and holds it flat?
Mm-mm. It just stays. It's a bread tie. You can kind of mold it where it'll.
Cool.
Alright, let's go, kids. Alright, friends, we're here. And we're doing the same thing we did last time. If you notice, we've cleared out an area to the bare earth from the leaves so we can stand in. We've got some lights that are pointing straight up, but they're kind of buried in the ground. And of course, I've got the camera, I've got this recorder going, and then for redundancy, I've got that recorder going with that little red
Put your
light.
foot on that light, please.
So
Just cover it.
I'm gonna keep
with that
checking it
airplane?
too.
That's good.
But
It is?
it is. It's like 5:38. It's still just a hint of light out.
High pitch, do not control your voice. Let your volume control your voice. You're going to start off, and then you push the air out. It'll take control of your voice cords. And the harder you drive, the higher pitch you go when you up. And when you feel like you're going to collapse, you just shut it off.
Well, we spent a good hour and a half here, I think, and doing some vocals, whoops, yells, and screams with not much activity at all. We didn't even get the kayaks to go off like they did last night. We had some owls. We're still debating if it was a bullfrog or a dog in the middle of a marsh.
In December.
This is what happens. Yeah, y'all did it quick. Exactly.
She said, "Don't let him come around with the camera and film us breaking in."
See,
Okay. My fault. I did it.
I missed it. I missed it.
I misplaced the key, and we had to break into the cabin with the owner's
We had to get the owner.
Oh,
We
that
had
ain't
to
no
drive
big
out
deal.
here. This is a Bigfoot Explorer blooper.
Hey, I didn't film you falling out of that chair.
Huh?
No one filmed you falling out of the
Hey,
chair.
I wish you would have.
I am so sorry about that.
Oh no.
Yeah, we
Of course, our recorder.
they lost the key in the woods, so
We did get
and then there's no extra key to get into this cabin, this nice cabin. So we had to call the owner, and he had to come out from somewhere else, like 20-minute drive.
5 times.
So they pulled the AC out the window. Sci-Fi shimmied through there, and I'm running to get the camera to try to get it on film, and they're scurrying quick so that I can't get it on film. But anyway. Alright friends, we are back at the firelight experiment from last night. It was a bit uneventful, although we had things walking around. We have a light sound experiment that was going on back there, so we're going to check that. And we're just getting out. It's a beautiful day in the northern central part of Louisiana. What y'all found?
Don't step in that. Faster appearance, you push your water out. You should be able to get a cat.
One step right there. You see it?
Faster appearance should be able to cast that.
In water though? I doubt it.
You should push the water out. Mix it dry and pour it into it. Not dry, but just like a thicker paste. We got a bucket or something to put it in?
No.
No, we didn't bring it with us.
There's a track right there. Look
Right.
at that.
Clear your spot out.
Look at this.
It's not cast
To
Add 2 parts water.
plaster Paris.
That's our Paris of 1 part cold water.
There's damn sure cold water in that phone.
And we have no bucket.
I ruined that one.
You got it.
Plaster Paris, the only thing is, it's in a seep right here. And I don't know if it's gonna dry right. That stick.
I put the stick there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I tried to block one side of it off.
So it wouldn't spill out?
Yeah. Kind of put a wall up.
What does that show? Oh, that's 15. So it's round 15 and a half. We still got to go check the light sound in the back. Who you sent that to?
Hmm?
Who you sent that to?
Carrie.
Oh.
She's kind of my closet squatcher.
What did you say?
The tracker doing his job.
Track right there.
Beautiful. The wind's up here today. And then we have a divot in the center with lights and a radio. And you can, some of y'all may have picked out the radio chatter from a distance last night at the fire. There's never any music in the morning, it's always a talk show.
One went dead. 3 out of 4 working. Something came up this creek, but I don't know if he came in here.
Well, you could have stayed right on side the creek and just observed that hole.
The track stopped 10 yards that way. It's like it stood here and watched.
Yeah, it didn't want to get closer.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It wasn't a boot track, but I don't know if that was here before, but I don't think so. I didn't turn the camera on.
Are you serious?
No, I'm joking. You should have seen the look on your faces.
No, hey, I know it. I know it can happen, me.
Oh, but she was like, I've been waiting to pull that joke all weekend, you know.
Yeah, I know that because of the other night. You see, we got jokesters in the house, you hear?
Yeah. See, I think joking and laughing makes we can go much faster, and it helps you with your morale if something happens, you know, because it's always ups and downs. I think if you go in with just a completely serious attitude, there's no way there's going to be any camaraderie or enjoyment out of it. And I come out here to enjoy it too. So.
And you never get anything accomplished.
Yeah. Well, even of the most serious men I'm around, I'm talking special forces, rangers, primitive survivalists. There's 80% seriousness and then 20% gags.
That's it.
You got to have something to lighten it up, or you'll blow up.
That's it. That's why we call it Bigfoot Explorer.
We'll find another one?
This is a good one, Ted.
Yeah, but you know, we've been walking in here too.
That has toes on
That
it.
has toes.
Where?
Right there. See it?
Yeah.
We can next one if we need to.
We're going to have to. We'll need some more.
We got plenty. Still got half of the box.
Need about a third more.
Tell you what, it's not easy.
Well, you got to push it up into the toes to make sure you get the toes. You know, that's the
Yeah,
money.
clean stick.
When it comes to a track, the money shot are the toes. Thank you, Dave.
You think we have enough?
No, not yet.
So, we're measuring the second track now. Trying to see. If, the other track by the pond was 15 and a half.
This is
Might even be 12 or 10.
14.
That's exactly what I called.
It's 14-inch track.
This is 14 inches. Well, this is the last day. It's Sunday, December 22nd, 2019. We've had 3 good days here in Central Louisiana. I guess we can call this the Send La mission. We're just going to do a recap. What do y'all think of the weekend? Highlights, pros, cons? I think definitely the pros were the Friday night tent, lantern, stakeout was unbelievable. We did vocals. It didn't seem like anything was listening to any knocks. We didn't have good experience with knocking. If anything, I think the knocking was kind of like a confidence type addition. Who knows? But we got a lot of strange sounds answering to vocals. So that's these two doing vocals. The highlight, was that Friday night. Both of them were doing vocals. She did a high-pitched vocal 60 yards away on ridge right there. On the east of us, we had a yell, and it was a bah, 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 something like that. I know that's crazy, but it was something to that effect. It wasn't a coyote, it wasn't a bobcat, it wasn't any other sounds in the woods. We had camera going, we had the audio out, the audio recorder did not record. Pressed record when we put it in the box, I checked it, it was recording. Put it in the box, hung it, went all night, came back Saturday morning. All of us are dying to get in there to get that audio out. I get the audio out and it only recorded 43 seconds. But it's proof that it was recording, because it recorded 43 seconds of me hanging, her hanging it in the tree. So, and we made some mistakes. There's always going to be mistakes. I didn't bring my backpack, so we didn't have the redundancy of the audio. We had the camera audio and we had the audio recorder, one. The video camera, I'd like to be able to just set it on a tripod, put it on record and just leave it. But, the 120 extended life batteries, they say will last an hour and 20 minutes. You'll be lucky if you get 45 minutes out of it. So you can't just leave it, because you'd have to constantly go back. We're trying to get action. So I try to shoot as much as I can, and of course you'll see in the video, we got us in the tent, we documented everything. We got the coyotes howling, owls, and it just so happened that it was off when this 5 to 6, 7 yell, and I was fumbling afterwards to try to get it going, but there was no way to get the camera back on, which we thought, well, hey, we got the recorder, it's gonna pick it up, and it didn't. So we were extremely bummed. I was bummed, but now we have plans to what we're going to do for redundancy. Each of us are going to have a recorder that we're going to put on us, and each of us are going to be responsible for each of our recorders, playing it, batteries, all that stuff. And it's either going to be a headband or something to go here where you can look at it and turn it off and on, make sure it's going, or something on a pack or a necklace or a lanyard. But it needs to be static. It can't be bouncing all over the place. So, and then Saturday night was Saturday night. Saturday night. Oh, we went to Swamp Ridge 1. And we did a light sound vocals there, and it was just nothing. I mean, it was just. We had a few things that kind of may have walked around us. And then another highlight was this morning. After the firelight, we've got 2 tracks, 2 real good tracks. She found one, he found one, and we're trying our hand at casting. So we came back to camp on a Sunday to get everything cleaned up, packed up, and then we're going back there to hopefully see if the casting works. So y'all go ahead and put in your 2 cents. Pros, cons, highlights, points of view about the mission.
My highlight was, well, Thursday night. We're doing these long vocals, and we get one back, but they're operating so far outside our realm of capture.
Yeah, the radius.
You can hear them, just hear them. They're so faint they just don't come in. I enjoyed Thursday night. I enjoyed Friday night, because Friday night, for me, the only, you can hear something walking around, but you don't want to project anything on it.
Yep.
But then we're doing vocals, and she does a high-pitched yell, and this thing out there just sounds off. And I actually jumped a little, because I've heard them before. I jumped a little bit, and when it quit, I turned to Scott and I said, "That's it.
That's a Bigfoot." Yeah.
And so that was a highlight for me. And then we did light sound at Swamp Ridge 1, which was pretty dead, but you could hear what was walking in there, like it did before. It just didn't, nothing sounded off.
And there were tracks in there when we set up light video.
Yeah, we picked up a lot of tracks,
and we'll show those.
Area 2 and Area 1, I only found one individual's set of tracks in there. It's not like there was a slew of them. I just found one individual set of tracks, and and then, of course, Area 1 and Area 2 is only about 1,000 yards away from each other. But then last night, we got some kind of a whistle at the Woods Pond.
Whistle?
I don't know if that came in on audio. We're going to see, but we're in a moan.
Yeah.
And there's a moan. So we're at the Woods Pond where we got that long yell at Thursday night. We go back there last night, and that moan, I just want to know what that is.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. And then this morning, the tracks, I walk up to the pond, I'm like, there's a track right there. And then we're casting it, and Christy's circling the pond tracking, and she goes, "Oh my God, look at this one." And it's even better than the first one. So we got it casting, and it should be drying hopefully now. But, I just enjoyed the entire weekend. But no matter what you set out to do, you set out to get this, and then you get that.
Yeah.
And I learned a hard lesson on, people say trail cams don't work. Trail cams do work. You just don't pick up Squatch on it. Because the light sound I did at the Woods Pond, I found I got a track in a sandbar. I go 50 yards down and set up a light sound with a video camera. And this morning I'm tracking in, and I'm tracking this individual comes down the creek, comes down this little creek, headed to light sound. I'm tracking him. I track him up to within 12 yards. He just stopped there and was looking and never walked into the camera trap. So I got to get smarter on that. And I'm gonna get smarter on that. I'm gonna figure that out. I don't think he ever saw the camera. I just think he didn't get that close to the hole in the ground with the lights in it.
Maybe it's obvious that the hole with the lights and the radio, the camera's going to be pointed at it. So what if you did, like, aim the camera off center of point?
Well, I'm gonna put one.
Oh yeah, you
do it
utilize
this way,
two,
and then I'm gonna put another one this way.
Yeah. And
another one that way. And I'm gonna have panoramic
modes of travel in and out.
That's right.
Possibles.
It's going to be panoramic.
Yeah.
And I might even go up the trail a little ways, 10 yards. But it's a hard lesson learned. There's no script or book on how to do this, so we're learning some hard lessons.
Yeah.
But we're having a lot of fun.
Because the navigational tool on the tablet that I set up for the mapping, all that worked great. And I remember saying, man, I love technology when it works. Well, look what happened Saturday morning when we picked the recorder out of the box, and there's only 43 seconds recorded on it. I hated technology then. So Sci-fi.
You can't beat yourself up.
I know.
You need to stop doing
I'm
that.
not, but I guarantee y'all, this would have been on audio so clear that you wouldn't have needed earbuds. You could have just turned up a little bit of your volume on YouTube and you'd have heard it. It was that close. And we were envisioning possibly trying to send this audio to someone to analyze it, to debunk the fact that it was human. And we have some contacts here and there that we probably could have set something up and sent the audio off. And it was that good. And there's no way it was a cow, a coyote, a bobcat, a fox. I mean, when we heard it, I'm sitting there. It didn't, like, you know when you hear a sound in the woods, it might take you a second. And if you know your woods creatures, you know, you eventually come to that conclusion in split second, 1 or 2 seconds, blah, blah, blah. Well, as this is happening, I mean, there was nothing registered about it. And it was the tone, the length, and
raspiness,
the duration of the notes. Yelling, stop, the way the cadence went, nothing does that. And we would just, he said, that was a Bigfoot. I'm like, did you hear that? That's what I always say.
Well, there's no way you or I could not, we heard it, we can't recreate it.
I don't think anything else can.
Yeah.
What's your take on it? What happened to you when you heard it?
Well,
because you were like quiet in like a...
I was in like a state of shock.
Yeah,
but
trance.
It was like a trance, but I didn't think we was going to get a vocal like that.
I didn't either.
You know, you expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
But we were just going in just to have a good time and do a few knocks and do a few vocals and, you know, then leave. Because we were sandwiched up in his tent.
Was that a 3-man?
Yep.
We had a 3-man dome tent. All of us were in there, gear, camera. We had little windows cut out with the knives. Y'all saw it, but I loved it.
Well, everybody talks about how I was in a tent and something walked up behind it.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, what about if we go into some squatchy woods where we're tracking these tracks that we are perceiving are coming from this creature or animal or being, and we set up a tent and set up some lights, so it's like a mock camp.
Yeah.
And then make sure we have some holes in it where we can video and film a flare.
Yeah.
And call them to it, try to get them.
Yep.
That was the idea of it.
So many people say that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were camping, they could hear running and footfalls outside the tent. Some people describe pushing the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I've had that experience where the being was walking around the tent.
Right.
You know, but
you know, touching on what she said, you know, we went out there expecting the unexpected, right? And when we're doing knocks or vocals, if we do get something, we're always kind of attuned to hearing it at a great distance. What made this completely shocking was that, you know, it was from here to just inside the woodline. I mean, it was right there. It's almost like you could hear the
phlegm.
Yeah, the phlegm or the kind of the raspy breakup in it, the idiosyncrasies of it not being perfect, which makes it more realistic, if you ask me.
But
I'll never forget that.
Overall, great weekend.
But that's what I was about to say. But this was a very eventful learning experience.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that opens up another door to being able to explore these beings. You know?
So to kind of wrap this up, you know, that's what makes a good team. People with different strengths, and then we also know each other's weaknesses, and we give constructive criticism. We speak that out. Him being the tracker, the outdoor guy, sci-fi's like an empath. He gets good feelings. And look, I can't do any type of Sasquatch imitation vocals. Patrick's good at, and she's getting it. That's yell that we got, it answered after she did hers. So she's getting good with vocal imitations. Whatever, we have no idea what we're doing is what they do, but we're trying to elicit some sort of response any way we can. And then to take into consideration, if we do get something back that we think might be a creature or unidentifiable, remember that. And of course, if we had video or audio, catalog, archive it as that being a possible Sasquatch vocal. But all we can do is keep trying, and then me with the cameraman and editing. So you got a good, well-rounded team here. So we look out after one another. Try to use common sense. We try to keep things light and pick each other up. We goof off a little bit because that's what keeps me going too, the goofing off a little bit. There's nothing wrong showing that you're human.
Exactly.
And we all have flaws, we all got issues, everybody's got their problems, but hey, we're off. We're trying to make the best of this, to coordinate everybody to get off at the same time. We leave, find a place to stay. I mean, it's tough to get that done in today's fast-paced society. So it's, to let loose a little bit. And I find when you're more yourself, whether you're goofing or you're serious or whatever, everybody plays off each other's personalities, and it kind of lets you be yourself to feel more confident about what we're doing. So that's my take on it. I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. We wish and we might have some cast to show, because we're getting ready to go get some cast. So for Bigfoot Explorer, this is Scott,
Christy Sci-Fi,
Patrick.
Thank you so much, and until the next one, y'all stay cool. Tracks way down here. We hope they make it.
I can't believe we pulled that off. I can't believe they pulled out of that bog like that.
I had given it a 10% chance that
Me too.
we would be able to.
I gave that
break them
one.
out.
I gave that one 10. I gave that one a 1. They both come out. Oh, I should know that.
All right, that's the end of the trip.